Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 187 of Crunch Time. I'm going to be your host for today's episode. I'm Tanner Dislin. As always, I'm joined by Sam Godsey, and we are the N326 Sam, how are we doing today, my friend? Your Cubbies facing elimination. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I don't love the fact that they're facing the elimination, but they're playing well. 4-2 right now, top of fifth. Bats came out swinging today, but the concern is always there with Cubs pitching, has been all year. So we'll see how this one pans out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But Jameson Taillon looked good early, gave him 4 strong innings. A lot to talk about on this episode. You know what it is. We're in October, so we've got about 15 different sports going on, full slate of football. Give a quick MLB update. Also, I believe yesterday was the start of NHL.
NHL started yesterday.
So, and then basketball, NBA starts at the end of the month, I believe, the 20th, 21st, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
So, a lot. I mean, we October is the best time, and finally, at least here, it's starting to feel like fall,
Yeah,
right? So, gotta love October. But we'll start. We'll start with the baseball time. What do you think?
let's do it.
Just a quick update. Cubs. We mentioned the Cubs. They are fighting off elimination. Games 1 and 2 did not go very well for. Uh, did not go very well for the Cubs in Milwaukee. Sam.
Yeah, it kind of has been this story of this season, the lack of pitching. We pitched Boyd on short rest in game one, got absolutely
I
spanked.
don't believe he made it out of the first inning.
Yeah, it was bad. Bets have been that, excuse me, has been super slow. We I want to say it was game two. We hit a 3-run shot first inning and didn't score.
Yep. Seiya Suzuki went ahead, led off the game in the first inning with a 3-run home run. Bottom half of the
Which I
inning.
missed, by the way.
Yeah, because they were watching the end of
Yeah, I was watching the end of the
the Phillies
Phillies.
Dodgers.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he
and
leads
they
off.
didn't even announce that it was like on that broadcast
It was
that
on.
if you're looking for it, so I missed it, and
Yup.
they panned to it
And he
when
was
he
like
was
rounding the
rounding
base.
third.
Yeah, it was
I
literally
was like,
like
of course. So I missed
a couple seconds.
every positive, honestly, for the
Yeah,
Cubs,
because
but
then unfortunately in the bottom of the first, Andrew Vaughn answered
yeah,
himself to run home run.
and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But it was a rough two games in Milwaukee. But the good news is it's back at Wrigley now when they jumped out to a big first inning. I believe they scored all four in the first inning. We're
Yeah,
up 4-1. Now 4-2, kind of in the middle of the game, as we mentioned. Sticking in the National League, another rough start to a team. It delights me to say that the Phillies are down 2-0. Lost both games at home to the Dodgers. Red October has never been more dead. They are now like 2-9 in their last 11
yeah,
postseason games. Um, Not good for Phillies fans. And then they got to go to LA, win the next
yeah.
two in LA just to get back home and win a third.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough for the Phils. I hate to see it for them. But no,
We're all
the
devastated out here.
Dodgers are red hot right now, playing well. Um, it's been a fun series. I think the Phillies let game two slip out of their fingers. I think they should have won that one, but Dodgers are looking really good right now.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, there's a real chance the Phillies should be up 2-0. The late 3-run home run by Teoscar Hernandez, in a 1-run game. I believe the Phillies were up 3-0 in like the sixth or seventh in that game, lost 5-3. And then, yeah, in game two, Phillies were down 3-0, I think. Ended up trying to make a fierce comeback in the bottom of the ninth. 3-2 game, runner on second, nobody out. And Rob Thompson decides he wants to bunt. Did not work very well. The runner on second got thrown out trying to advance to third. It was a disaster that opened up a whole other discourse all over social media and everything. But bottom line is the Dodgers 1-2 in Philly, now return home for 2 games, and both obviously must wins for the Phillies.
Yeah,
So
it's
seems that's gonna out of every team that is down 0-2 or was facing elimination, seemed like that's gonna be the toughest
yeah,
task.
100%.
Looking over at the American League, I'd say the best series, the one that's not getting talked about enough, is officially going to a game 5
Yeah.
today. The Tigers winning at home 8-3, I believe, was the final.
9-3.
9-3 was the final. They're going back to Seattle for a game 5.
Yeah, this series has been under everyone's radar, and I think it's, as a casual, they don't have the big names like Judge, Shohei,
Ohtani,
obviously. You
Harper.
have Big Dumpy, of course, everyone's favorite, but like he's not bringing eyes. But this series has been awesome. Kind of a crazy series, Tanner. First 2 games were really close, and then these last 2 games have been kind of dominating by Mariners in game 3 and the Tigers today. So it's been kind of a crazy series, but a very fun series.
Yeah, going through this one, game 1, pitchers duel. Mariners had the lead. Kerry Carpenter comes in with the big clutch home run, and the Tigers win that one. I believe 3-2 was the final there. Then game 2, Seattle takes care of business. Jorge Polanco, 2 home runs against Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
Game 3, Seattle kind of dominates Detroit out in Detroit. And then game 4, Detroit had the answer, as we mentioned, of a score 9-3. So now they're going back to Seattle. Oh, yeah. Detroit may or may not have the best pitcher on planet Earth on their team.
Yeah.
So Tarek Skubal will be going in game 5.
Again.
Tall task for Seattle. They did get him in that game 1. It was literally just 2 solo home runs by Jorge Polanco, though. So Detroit's bats are going to need to show up. Obviously, need to score to win, something that they haven't done a ton of on the road this year, or really in the playoffs this year, except for the most recent game. But anytime you got Tarek Skubal on the mound, you got to feel pretty good about it. And then, lastly, the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
Yeah.
2 games in Toronto. Blue Jays
absolutely
bashed their brains in. Scores were, I believe, 10-1, 13-7. That 13-7 game at one point was 12-0.
Yeah.
So at one point, I believe the Blue Jays were outscoring the Yankees 22-1. Now,
I hate to see that.
You just hate to see that type of thing. Now, the only thing I will say, though, game 3 in New York, Blue Jays jump out to a 6-1 lead. It looks like the series is over.
Yeah.
Series was anything but, because Aaron Judge hits the clutch 3-run home run, ties the game. The Yankees add more throughout the game, win 9-6. Series is 2-1. Cam Schlittler on the mound. He was the one who tossed the big-time performance in game 3 against the Red Sox. Rookie. We'll see what he does in game 4. Yankees find a way to win this one at home. Then we're set up for a very interesting winner-take-all.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This game 3, kind of this postseason, it seems everyone was waiting for that Aaron Judge moment, right? And it seems finally, with that homer last night and the very weird camera interaction that he like pointed to camera and like gave away, it was weird, but like I don't know how I feel about it.
The thing is, going back, because like some teams do that, where like if you hit a home run, you go up to the camera and you point at the camera.
Yeah.
Whatever, he did it, and then he turned and then he looked back at the camera.
Yeah,
that was a little weird. But I mean, all the crap he got for like hitting over 400 in the playoffs. Now, yes, he was looking for that signature moment, which last year he had a game-tying 2-run home run against the Guardians, against Emmanuel Clase, one of the best closers in baseball, on the road, I believe in the 7th inning. And like we all just kind of wiped that from our memory. Like, trust me, there's no bigger Yankee hater on planet Earth than me.
It's true.
But Aaron Judge is so good. Aaron Judge is so clutch. And Aaron Judge is just the best hitter on planet Earth, and probably the best hitter since this planet has seen since Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
He's a stud.
Some of the metrics on that home run, by the way, that ball was like 4 inches inside at 100 miles an hour. And he just turned on it. Being able to turn on that is unbelievably impressive. Turning on that and keeping it fair, almost impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's where we sit. All 4 series playing a game today on Wednesday as we record. We mentioned Tigers win final. They force the game 5. Cubs up 4-2, looking to force a game 4 in Wrigley. Yankees and Blue Jays about to throw first pitch. Yankees looking to force a game 5 back in Toronto. And then tonight is the Dodgers and Phillies. Phillies looking to force a game 4.
Yeah.
That would be in LA as well. And that's where we sit in the MLB. Anything you want to add on the diamond, man?
I mean, y'all know I'm not a huge MLB fan. I think that's well documented on this podcast, but this postseason has been electric. Obviously, having a team being this postseason definitely helps, but I've been tuning into damn near every game. Didn't watch a whole lot of the Dodgers Reds because that was kind of an ass kicking in itself, but I've been tuning in. It's been awesome to watch, and it's going to be awesome to see how it pans out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think baseball as a sport, like, the boring aspect, obviously, as someone who played it isn't something I really get, but I see, what they're talking about. But baseball, the biggest knock on baseball is that because there are so many games and so many pitches, each one of them, during the course of a season, each one of them tends to lose value.
Yeah.
And in the postseason, when every seat is packed and the crowd is loud and every pitch matters, that's when it gets like unbelievably good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how this wraps up as George Springer hits a leadoff double.
Yep. I'll do
against Mr. Schlittler. Tough name, really tough name, but man, it's a good game.
As long as Big Poppy doesn't say it.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Tough Poppy. He made fun of it in a rather colorful way, and it's probably not the way you're thinking. Didn't compare it to feces, compared it to World War II.
Historical figure, not in a good way.
Certified not a good guess. But should we move on to the gridiron, or is there anything else you want to talk about on the diamond?
Dude, I think we hop on the gridiron, man. It was a crazy weekend for a weekend that wasn't supposed to be all that great.
Yeah, we got a few big time upsets. Do we start with the biggest one?
Dude, we have to.
We have to. Penn State Nittany Lions, preseason number 2. I said that they were my pick. I thought they were the best team in the country. I did say that. Hand up. Really, really bad take. They give UCLA their first win of the season. The Nittany Lions go to the Rose Bowl and lose 42-37. Shocker. Now we got to start talking about Penn State playoff probability, because that's 2 losses. And I would, for my money, it's the worst loss of the season.
Worst loss of the season. I think it might be the worst loss in college football history.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, let's just set the scene here. You, along with a lot of people, had Penn State as the best team in the country. Kind of front. It was them or Ohio State, right? They lose to Oregon. There's obviously this big thing around James Franklin that he can't win the big. And as a Nittany Lion fan, I'm sure you're like, okay, losing the big one it sucks, but it's not a deal breaker. This one, I have no explanation. The UCLA head coach, who just started as a head coach or offensive play caller, I can't remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it is a interim head coach, because they fired their head coach because their disaster started. The guy they held up and everything.
He literally didn't know how to work the headset.
Correct.
Started calling plays Wednesday before the Saturday. I mean, this is the worst loss. I firmly believe this is the worst loss of all time. I mean, I think it's worse than App State, Michigan.
App State, Michigan.
UCLA was winless without a head coach, Tanner.
One of the more surprising outcomes. I'm trying to think one that immediately jumps off the page to me is Notre Dame,
Northern Illinois. It's
However,
definitely up there.
hindsight in that game is obviously very helpful because it literally didn't matter. They still made
Yeah.
the playoffs and made the championship game. So there was another one last year, wasn't there? I think the other one that other people were debating was the Michigan Ohio State loss.
Yeah.
It's up.
It's up there.
This was a shocking result. And now what I mentioned was how we need to talk about this team's playoff chances now, Sam, because they still got to go to Columbus later in the year. And for a team where the entire narrative, especially after the way this season has gone, is that they can't win the big one. That's the definition of a game that they can win in Columbus.
Yeah. Dude,
So now I'm going to make you say it right now. Does Penn State make the playoff?
No.
Surely if they lose to Ohio State, that is done finito.
And let me pull up their schedule because I think they have a chance of losing another one.
Possible?
Dude, it's
terrible.
where, I mean,
they're like the
what makes no sense to me is they have the damn talent.
They have so much talent. And
like they will probably have how many first, second rounders?
A lot on both sides of the ball. They were supposed to have the best running game in college football with the two running backs they have. They got some unbelievable wide receiver talent from the portal. I think they got the guy from Troy who lit up Iowa last year. Like they have talent all over the place. And we could talk about Drew Eller this and Bo Pribula that. I can tell you with 100% certainty he was not the problem in this game.
No.
Drew Eller was perfectly fine in this game.
He wasn't.
That defense that is supposed to be probably the best part of this team, the one that you went out and got poached a defensive coordinator.
Straight up stolen.
From Ohio State, who won a national championship to bring in and coach, and you're giving up 42 points to UCLA.
Yeah, and people are going to look at this score and be like, oh, it was close. It wasn't.
No,
it was like 35-7, 37,
I think something crazy 7 was
at half.
Point.
And let's not act like this Bruins team is good. They were winless. Nico Iamaleava was considered one of the biggest letdowns in college football, and you made him look like a Heisman candidate. 5 touchdowns in this game. He was a stud.
Officially 27-7.
27-7. Yeah.
So that's it to me, is that you lose the heartbreaker to Oregon, which again, the first half, your defense played awesome. And it was like a 3-0 game, and it was back and forth, and then Drew Aller throws the bad pick. Then this one is solely on the coaching staff's ability to get this team ready to play.
100%.
Because not being able to get up and play a winless UCLA with an interim head coach and a first-time play caller who didn't know how to work the head stick.
I mean,
and one of the major turning points in this game came early because obviously UCLA got out to the great start. They score a touchdown, like whatever. UCLA had that series scripted for a long time. Whatever. They come out with a surprise onside kick, and Penn State is nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be
coached football. Someone did a breakdown of it. The backside guy, he is like selling out way too early. Day one stuff on special teams that is just not coached correctly. And it obviously gave UCLA an extra possession, which led to points. And again, Penn State was down 27-7. If you're doing some math, 27-7 with a 42-37 final, that's 15. Penn State outscored them 30-15 from that point.
Yeah.
So start was what lost Penn State the game.
Yeah, it was. I still can't believe
seemingly impossible to believe is that right now, both of us on the desk here are going to take Penn State to miss the playoffs because everything they still got to go to Columbus. And right now, it's pretty much set in stone. Ohio State and Oregon are playing in the Big Ten championship.
Listen to this stretch, Tanner. They have Northwestern at home. I'd like to think that's a win for the Nittany Lions. But then they travel to Iowa, which has never been an easy place to play, especially at night, which that was recently announced. And then
depending on the health of
Gronowski,
of
for
course.
Sure, for
but
sure.
It seems like, at least from that Indiana game, that there's still like the fans can feel that like this team can score points and this team could possibly not.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Then they, of course, travel to Columbus, as you said. Then
I don't see a world in where they win.
And then they host Indiana.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a brutal stretch.
Too. Yeah. I mean, right now, you think there's anything you've seen that would put Penn State above Indiana?
Yeah.
So,
really
rough time in Happy Valley.
James Franklin said, "Game week, let's do this together and go 1-0."
Which you got to do as a coach. You have to.
Yeah, but
just a brutal look, though.
Brutal look for sure.
You just have to just shove that so far, like give him. Just shut up, dude. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Just a brutal, all-time brutal loss. But Sam, that they are not the only preseason top 2 football team that might be super mega booty cheeks that lost their second game to an unranked opponent that had a brutal start to the season. It's very, very odd how all of these things are lining up.
Yeah.
Preseason top 2, lost to a divisional or a conference foe who started the season really rough. At least Florida did have a win. So there's that. And they had their head coach.
Yeah.
But Florida in the swamp, able to get a 29-21 victory over Texas. And now, Sam, we're going to have to do the same exact damn question. Is Texas going to make the playoff?
No.
That's the top 2 teams in the country. Both are going to miss a 12-team playoff.
Yeah,
Sam.
that just shows you what preseason rankings really mean. Absolutely nothing. But as much of hate as I've given Archman, I do think he's overrated. This loss did not fall on him. Obviously, didn't play like everyone has expected, but that offensive line couldn't contain anybody. I mean, Archman was sacked 6 times. Gave Florida great field position. Lagway finally looked decent. 289, 2 touchdowns. Found his connection with Dallas Wilson, their wide receiver. So kind of crazy, but I did call this. So
you did. You and Brandon did. Yeah. Shout out you. I just, to be honest, the letdown for me, whatever. We know what Arch is at this point. We know what that offense is at this point. Not at all what we expected preseason. But the biggest disappointment for me, that Texas defense looked so good against Ohio State. To me, that looked like a top 5 unit in college football. This is a Florida team that couldn't score against anybody. They couldn't score against Miami.
Yeah.
Who now I'm saying is a Miami defense, which we'll get later, is clearly a top 5 unit in college football.
Yep.
Couldn't score against Miami. They couldn't score against who else did they play earlier in the year? They couldn't score against USF when they lost that game. Like, they couldn't score. Now 29 points against this Texas unit. Texas is in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
World of hurt. Which
hate to see.
We talked about Florida possibly turning their season around by getting one of these home wins last week, which shout out us, obviously shout out you and Brandon for actually picking it. But I did talk about it. But anyway, we talked about Florida being able to get their season back on track. Obviously, at this point, looks like it's pretty far gone. So we're going to focus this analysis on Texas because that's number 1 in the preseason, number 1.
Yeah.
And you're picking them to miss the playoffs. Do you have their schedule up by chance so we can do the same thing?
I do not. Let me pull it up real quick. My computer's slow.
I can try to put it up too. I can try.
All right. They go down and play Oklahoma. It is at home.
Is it at home or is it a neutral site? Is it at the Cotton Bowl?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
It is neutral. Then they go to Kentucky, go to Mississippi State, play Vandy at home, go to Georgia, play Arkansas at home, and then finish against A&M at home.
That's not easy at
No.
all. And I can tell you right now, I think they're losing to Mississippi State in Starkville, which that's not even one of their ranked opponents. They could very well lose to Oklahoma. They could very well lose to Texas A&M. They could very well lose to
Vandy and Georgia for sure.
Oh, Georgia! I think they will. They will lose to Georgia.
Yeah, they go to Georgia. That's gonna be a brutal game.
Yeah, Georgia seems to be able to beat anyone but Alabama.
Yeah.
And then Texas is not making the playoff based on that schedule.
No.
And that is just tough to hear.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Cry me a river.
I mean, just really interesting developments in the college football landscape because, like we've said a million times, that's preseason 1 and 2 that likely will not make the playoff.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about, I would say, probably the biggest surprise, at least from a positive surprise in a positive light in college football. The Virginia Cavaliers are legitimately good. Dude. They are legitimately good. They go to Louisville, get a huge overtime win in Louisville. No hangover in Virginia, beating Florida State, beating Louisville. Virginia now, I mean, this is, we're getting to the point where every single win, especially big win, we kind of have to talk about playoff implications. Does Virginia have a chance to make a run at this ACC?
Dude, I think so. I think anybody that says different is lying. I mean, it's gonna be, it'll be interesting. I don't know their schedule from here on out. But really all you got to do is compete against Miami and Florida State, and they might not even have them.
Which now Florida State now has 2 losses.
2 losses.
One of them to Virginia. So they now control their own destiny against Florida State. I mean, it seems like it's a lock. Miami's playing in the ACC title game, but I'm pulling up their schedule right now. If I can find them. There they are. Virginia. All right. So schedule. They play Washington State next.
Win.
North Carolina.
Dominating.
Which there's some story about that, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. Cal.
Don't know much, but I'll give them a win.
Frisky, but not as good as Virginia.
Yeah.
Wake Forest.
Win.
Duke.
Win.
Virginia Tech.
That's a toss-up. With it being a rivalry. Sure. But
it's at home, I believe.
Oh.
In Charlottesville. So
it's hard not to say win. They have a very good shot of winning out.
So that would be a 1 loss. If they went out, that'd be a 1-loss Virginia who would,
unless they have a total collapse one game where they lose.
Right now, I mean, I think at Cal and at Duke are probably their biggest.
The thing is, they do play in the ACC.
So you think they'll? Yeah, I think. Look,
I personally think.
I think they have to win out. If they win out,
they should be.
They'll be in because I think they will. They'll have to. Yeah, then they'll play Miami. They will likely lose, but I think a 2-loss Virginia that played in the ACC championship game with a close loss to NC State on the road and then a loss to Miami. I would argue that they would need to be in, but Virginia, man, they look good.
Yeah, they're good. Last week we saw how good that offense was, and this week we saw how good their defense was. They got 2 defensive touchdowns in this one, making a huge difference. So seeing both sides of the ball get you a win is a great sign if
Sign of a
you're a
good team.
Virginia football fan, which I don't know if there are any of those, but I'm sure they're coming along.
They obviously are because they completely killed
Yeah.
the Florida State player
True.
who was
True.
who was in
True.
the end zone.
I forgot about that. How can I forget?
Oh man, that's awesome. I mean, again, Virginia football is kind of a whatever program, but man, it's fun. It's fun to me when whatever programs
Oh yeah.
are make noise in college football. Speaking of whatever programs, two programs in my mind that are forever linked in my mind for no football reason other than their school starts with a V, their logo starts with a V, and they're historically not good football programs as the Brewers add one. It's now a 4-3 game, and things are getting a little tight and wriggly.
Classic.
We're going to Vanderbilt, Sam.
Yeah, dude.
Because Vandy, another frisky team, they had to go to Tuscaloosa. Some people on this desk believed in Vandy, and it did not go well. Alabama wins 30-14, a late touchdown for the cover. Shout out all of the sports bettors out there. But to be honest with you, Sam, this game was closer than the score shows. I think Vanderbilt was in this game for a lot of the time, but Alabama was the better team. So now Bama, I mean, is Bama the best team in the SEC? Texas is ass.
Texas is ass.
Bama went to Georgia and beat Georgia. Texas A&M is kind of lingering out there.
God. That's a good question. I think there's going to be some. I think this weekend is going to prove a lot for me when it comes to the SEC.
So there are some teams that I've failed to mention. They're actually the fourth highest ranked team in the SEC.
Yeah.
Behind Ole Miss, obviously the undefeated Ole Miss with our guy Trinidad Chambliss with the big win over LSU not too long ago. Texas A&M, which we did mention, Oklahoma. I still, when I think of SEC, somehow, okay, my take real quick, my tangent. To me, Texas in the SEC feels right. Oklahoma in the SEC feels way wrong.
Yeah.
Something about the burnt orange with the SEC logo in the football program, to me, that feels right. Oklahoma is a Big 12 school, and that feels super weird with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my take. But yeah, so they're the fourth highest ranked team in the SEC. I mean, Oklahoma's what they have their biggest wins are Auburn and Michigan.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, Notre Dame, and then Ole Miss with the win against LSU.
Big one this weekend for Bama.
Yes.
Again, play Missouri, who I think is one of the more underrated teams in the SEC. But right now, I still think you gotta give it to Ole Miss, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I feel disgusting saying that. But if Bama goes out this weekend and just puts belt to ass on Mizzou, it's gonna be hard not to say they're the best team in the SEC, which no one saw coming.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I mean, I kind of want to have up here. Interesting. Washington State is showing up all over the place. Ole Miss, I think, plays Washington State this week.
Yeah.
And whoever was it Virginia who played Washington State?
Yeah.
I guess they have a bye and then Washington State.
Crazy.
I'm gonna double check this real quick. Yeah, they play Ole Miss then Virginia. Tough 2-game stretch for Washington State. Anyway, so I mean, Ole Miss still has Georgia, Oklahoma, and then obviously Mississippi State on their schedule.
Yeah, and going to Georgia and Oklahoma is never easy.
Really frisky at home.
Yeah, and obviously being rivalry games, always you can throw records out at that point. But that's a brutal schedule down the stretch for sure.
The battle for
and
the SEC
South Carolina too
really
can be frisky.
now that Winter Sellers is healthy.
Yeah.
The battle for the SC championship game is going to be really interesting down the stretch. A lot of things have to shake out, but Alabama putting their case for the best team in the SEC, which is obviously crazy to say after that week 1 performance.
Yeah.
But I think the last game we're going to talk about here, big time matchup in the ACC. Miami goes to Tuscaloosa, not Tuscaloosa. Starts with a T.
Tallahassee. I got you.
Thank you. Goes to Tallahassee, gets the big win over Florida State 28-22. Carson Beck looks good. That defense looks good. This is the opposite of the Bama Vanderbilt game. It was never as close as the score says. Miami may have the best resume in college football to this point.
Yeah,
I think they do.
So.
I think they do. It wins over Notre Dame State,
who they put
to
absolute smackdown on.
Oh
and
my God, that's foul. Okay.
And they're doing it in dominating fashion too. That's the scary part.
Yeah, Miami looks scary good. Obviously, they're the favorite in the ACC. Miami have a chance at a national championship?
I mean, I don't know how you can say no, honestly.
Do you think they're clearly? Do you think they are the second best team in the country? Because my answer is no. I'll tell you that. My answer is no. I don't think they're the second best team.
So who do you think is?
I don't know, but I think Miami's the best team. Right now. I mean, we're looking
at
Ohio.
Dominant.
Ohio State is taking care of business. Do not.
That's the thing.
They have at the time was the best win in college football. It's aging like milk.
Yeah.
Texas looks terrible, and Texas had a chance to win that game. So like, I don't know, man. I think the best resume in college football belongs to the Miami Hurricanes, and I think Miami deserves to be the number 1 team in the nation, and I would put Miami at number 1, which I guess then would probably put Ohio State at number 2.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, Ohio State really hasn't played anybody. Miami has beat the crap. Scoreboard in some games don't really tell that story. Oregon biggest win is obviously against Penn State. That's aging like spoiled milk. Ole Miss still has a lot to prove. Yeah, dude, I might be in the same boat, dude. I think
if my ranking goes, I'm putting Miami in.
Yeah,
they have been the most impressive team. They have beaten literally everyone to play in Florida, and they had to go to. I think it was definitely in Tallahassee. And I think was it in Gainesville or was it at home? Do you know? I don't know if you have it up.
I have it up. Give me 1 second.
But
it was at home.
Okay, so it was at home, and then they beat Notre Dame in a big time rivalry game at home as well. Like I don't know. I think Miami with all those wins, I think we're all just because of the performance as well. A combination of Florida State's performance in Virginia and the final score. This was dominant. This was dominant, man, over Florida State, who I still think is a good football team.
Yeah.
And have run into 2 really good football teams in Virginia and now Miami. But that's my case to put Miami at number 1.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
So obviously no Iowa game this past week on the bye. Have some interesting stuff at the quarterback position. I think Kirk Ferentz said today any one of the 3 quarterbacks could be starting against Wisconsin, which is a night game in Madison. So I guess that's a good thing that Gronowski has a chance to play, but just another year of a hurt quarterback and a hurt team. It's a real problem. We talked about it last week. We don't need to go that far into it, but should we talk about Bill Belichick?
Yeah. What a loser.
I don't know if there's been a bigger disaster in college football.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, we're not 5 games
in?
And he's already talking about buyout. His team is
already
awful.
talking buyout, already canceling his
the show.
the Hulu series. I mean, this is an absolute disaster, man.
Well, if there is a bigger disaster,
I'm trying to think, honestly. I seriously don't know. It's funny though.
it's very funny. It's
Very
funny.
much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, so North Carolina is 2-3. Their only wins are against Richmond and Charlotte.
Hey, that's good
Richmond
competition
and
right
Charlotte.
there.
Every single Power 4 team they have played, they have lost to,
Hey.
and not particularly close. Against Power 4 teams, they're getting outscored. Let's do some quick math here. Plus 34 plus 30. They are getting outscored 120 to 33.
Hey.
Yikes. 34-9 against UCF and 38-10 against Clemson.
Tough.
Yikes.
Tough.
So yeah, I guess we should say the reason we're bringing it up is because there was a report that Belichick is already talking about buyout. He's already out. He already doesn't want to deal with it. Can't blame him. I mean, I can blame him because the team is terrible and they don't look like they're well coached. It was a poor job of roster construction, all of the above. But I also can't blame him because if you're the most successful NFL coach of all time, there's no reason you should be coaching North Carolina.
It was a bad move from this.
Yeah, it made no sense. It just none whatsoever. And yeah, I don't really have much more than it's funny. It's a disaster. Just cut your losses. Get out, Bill.
Yeah.
And yeah, hilarious. Absolutely. So, anything else on college football before we move to the pros?
No, man. I think we move on to Sunday/Thursday / Monday action.
Thursday/Sunday, Monday action, baby. Where else can you find that? But on Thursday, we'll start there. 49ers Rams, kind of a shocker. 49ers get the win. 26-23. My question to you, Sam, did Brock Purdy just get Brock Purdy'd and lose his job?
Dude, he might have. Mac Jones looked good, man. I mean, he was slinging the damn rock, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he's doing it with like damn near everybody on that offense.
He did it with their leading receiver. He's a name. Damn, I had it on the tip of my tongue, but it was a journeyman because everybody's injured.
Yeah.
And when I say everybody, I mean truly everybody is injured.
Yeah. Because now Kittle, McCaffrey.
Kittle's injured. Ayuk is injured.
Ayuk's injured.
McCaffrey played.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, McCaffrey did play.
Been battling injuries.
But what's his name? The guy. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of any San Francisco wide receiver off the top of my head? But Kendrick Bourne is the guy I'm talking about. Kendrick Bourne had 10 receptions for $142. But Kendrick Bourne was their leading receiver. They were without oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to look it up now, which is gonna take a minute. This is good podcasting.
Mac Jones is might be taking
Ricky Pearsall, that's his name.
There you go.
The guy who was shot. But Ricky Pearsall was out. So literally their top 3 receivers were all out, and it didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when you're in a Shanahan ran offense. Mac Jones looked so freaking good. This one was shocking, man. I was not expecting this one. I know Mac Jones has been playing well for the 49ers, but definitely shocked by this one.
Ultimate validation for Kyle Shanahan, who was rumored to want Mac Jones out of this draft class. The GM obviously trades up, goes with Trey Lance. You know how that worked out.
Yeah.
But the ultimate validation for Shanahan.
Gotta feel good if you're Shanahan for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like Brock Purdy did not start practicing this week either. So it looks like it's going to be Mac Jones again against the Buccaneers, which I'm sure we'll talk about that game. The Buccaneers game here shortly. Buccaneers got a big win over the Seahawks in that game. But moving on, Sam, let's go across the pond to London, where the Vikings got a big win against the Browns. 21-17, Carson Wentz with the game-winning drive as time was expiring. Dylan Gabriel making his first start for the Browns. Didn't look terrible. Didn't look great, but didn't look terrible. I guess I would say an encouraging start for a rookie. But I think the key thing, Sam, here is that the Vikings were able to get a win with 60% of their offensive line out, someone who had never played center before at center, a third string tackle in against the Browns defensive line, and the Vikings go into a bye 3-2, and hopefully can heal up in that one. So I mean, kind of looking at this game as a whole, just getting out of there with the win is so huge. I guess I don't know if you were able to watch on that morning. If you had any thoughts, what you thought about Dylan Gabriel as well? To have the Browns kind of found their guy, or is it? I mean, obviously they traded Joe Flacco to the Bengals, so it was clearly enough for them to get rid of Flacco. But oh yeah, I want to get your thoughts a little bit on this game because it was kind of a little bit of a snoozer. But
Yeah, in regards to Dylan Gabriel, I don't think this game showed me enough to go all in on him. I don't think, like you said, I don't think he played bad. I don't think he played great. He played okay, good enough to be a placeholder, I guess, is kind
sure,
of what the Browns are thinking. But
good enough
honestly,
where you can see some potential improvement and could be a
yeah,
NFL caliber starter.
yeah, that's kind of my takeaway. Other than that, yeah, you're kind of right. This was kind of a game a lot of people honestly, I kind of forgot about it. If I'm being hand up, I will never understand. I understand the international games, but having the same team play two international
It's
games is
brutal.
insane.
I think at least they had the wherewithal to give him the bye after.
Yeah,
But
but yeah,
but yeah, unfortunate to bettors everywhere. The Lunder did not hit because of a very low total due to the quarterbacks and the defenses and the injuries. But still a pretty snoozy game. And yeah, Carson Wentz though with a big drive, touchdown to Jordan Addison, who missed the meeting due
yeah,
to yeah, well he
that
was
was weird.
very weird. Uh, but I have a take. I don't know if this is what your thoughts are going to be on this because I don't. It's my take. I'll just say my take. If sports betting is going to be promoted by the league, they need to disclose when players are benched for a quarter or a half due to
Yeah,
team rules. Now, I know it sounds like I'm just like a salty sports better. I didn't have any money on Jordan Addison. I didn't. That's not it. The league could very easily not promote sports gambling the way they do, and then I would have no problem.
yeah,
But the way the league has gotten bed with sports gambling and promotes it actively and encourages people to all get on these sports books and bet on these games, that someone sitting out for a quarter or a half needs to be disclosed.
yeah. 100% agree. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Um, yeah, totally agree with that.
Okay, good. I'm glad you do because yeah, I
Feel like you're absolutely insane if you don't agree
it's
with
that
that.
take though that was you're just a sports
Yeah,
better. Why would I get that and I, the team's goal is I have no qualm with the team. I have a qualm with the league that it isn't a rule that the team has to
yeah,
disclose it. If a team doesn't have to disclose it, obviously why would you ever disclose it?
yeah.
But that was my take, which I think was probably really the only notable thing to take away, other than what I mentioned before.
The
But
sky cam wire blocking
yeah,
a field goal.
Wire. Talk about the Wire. Um, I watched it a million times. I
Yeah,
can't tell if it hit the
yeah,
wire.
I know.
I will say when I watched it live, I did do like that was weird. I just kind of like shot
Yeah,
right. Um, And it was our kicker's first miss. Our kicker's been absolutely money, obviously, if it was his first miss.
Yeah.
But when I watched it live, it jutted right. I was kind of like, that was weird. But footballs
Yeah.
do that. It was weird. I didn't think anything of it. It might have hit the wire. It might not have hit the wire. A play in the game we're talking about next definitely hit the wire.
Yeah.
We got to do something about that because if the wire is affecting football games and the officiating crew is not properly litigating it when it does hit the wire, that's an issue.
Absolutely.
That's an issue. But perfect segue into the next game, Cowboys-Jets. Cowboys walk into MetLife, get a 37-22 win in what seems like it might be rock bottom for the Jets.
Oh yeah, it is
continually,
which is kind of insane because they've been at rock bottom for a while and they just keep digging themselves deeper and deeper into the dark abyss.
I was just gonna say, which is it seems like they find a new rock bottom every year, but Brees Hall with the all-time quote last week. Some people shoot themselves in the foot. We shoot ourselves in the head.
Yeah.
They did it again. They're just not good, man.
Which sucks. Because I really like Justin Fields.
Yeah. And Garrett Wilson's awesome. And Brees Hall is awesome. Sauce Gardner might not be good. I don't know exactly what's going on there. But the defense is brutal. The secondary is brutal. They had so many guys just a few short years ago. And one of the best defenses in the league with Zach Wilson when he was winning games somehow.
Yeah.
Very confusing times in for the Jets. I don't know what you do, but rock bottom for the Jets.
I mean,
give me your thoughts as the Cowboys fan on the pod.
Like, I just don't know where you go if you're, because I think they have talent. I don't know.
I think they do too. They certainly have enough talent to win the meaningless game that cost them the high draft pick. But I don't really know though. Like, is this a draft where you're like, yeah, we got the number 1 pick, like tank for blank?
Yeah. I honestly don't know.
I don't either. Who's coming? Like, I don't even know who's eligible to come out. John Mateer, because he from the Heisman talks, Mateer looked like the best quarterback to me, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nussmeier, I think, is
Nussmeier. He's been a little up and down. He might be hurt, might be not. We don't know. Arch Manning is booty cheeks.
Fernando Mendoza,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but edge rusher for Miami, Ruben Bain. Awesome name, by the way.
Ruben Bain.
They have Peter Woods from Clemson. He's a D lineman. Garrett Nussmeier going for. So kind of a down draft, I think.
Certainly not one for
Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson. He's a stud at Arizona State. Mateer's up there. So, I mean, they have Mateer going. CBS Sports has Mateer going to the Jets. So,
okay.
You got that.
To me, Mateer literally just looks like the reincarnation of Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
but
he's a stud.
Anyway, not a great quarterback draft and rock bottom for the Jets, but the Cowboys now get the moral victory tie type against the Packers. They're able to go get a win against the Jets. I mean, they might not be bad.
Yeah. Defense is still a concern for sure.
Yeah. That offense is really good.
The offense is stud. Dak Prescott looked really freaking good this game, and he is without CD or Kevontae Turpin. George Pickens has stepped up, and CD and Turpin come back. George Pickens targets don't decrease because I think he is worthy of a wide receiver 1. Obviously, can move into that wide receiver 2 once CD comes back, but this offense is absolutely buzzing. I know as of last week, I would assume it continued this week. They were the number 1 offense in the league and number 30 defense, and that's just the Cowboys.
That's just fun football.
Yeah.
That's just fun football. New take, by the way. We talked a little bit about it. Obviously, our last time we talked about this hasn't really aged the best. Dak Prescott for MVP.
Yeah.
Can we get that going?
Yeah. We should. Stud.
He's playing unbelievable football. And who else would like the big dogs like Josh Allen? Yeah, he's playing great
Yeah.
football, but obviously from the most recent game. But
Mahomes isn't doing
Mahomes
great.
isn't doing
Lamar
well.
Jackson
The Chiefs are in the
hurt.
gutter. Lamar Jackson's hurt, and the Ravens are in the gutter.
Yeah. Herbert's up there for sure.
Herbert was the guy we talked about last
Herbert,
time.
Dak are definitely
Which
1 and 2 for me.
the Chargers went ahead and they lost to the Commanders this past week. Oh boy, do they miss Joe Alt. Oh my God, do they miss Joe Alt. So I don't know. Maybe when he gets back, Herbert will return to MVP form. But Dak for MVP.
Yeah.
So we're pushing on this podcast.
Hell yeah.
Moving on, the Broncos, a team that a lot of people were high on during the year, they get a big time win at the Link in an all-time bad sports weekend for Pennsylvania and Philadelphia sports fans. I say with the biggest smile on their face. They lose 21-17 in a puzzling game. The Eagles were up 14 with like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Also, fun fact, it was like the first time they'd asked Jalen Hurts to throw like 38 passes in a game and they lose.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will. Big talking point on social media. But the Broncos win 21-17, and the Eagles have maybe had the weirdest season thus far, Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been extremely weird. They how to feel about the Eagles because it seems like every time they get on the field, it's a different style. Like, I don't know why this team isn't beating the Broncos by at least 3 touchdowns. I just don't get it.
You have the defense grinded out game where they just run the ball. Then you have the game against the Rams where the offense looks completely non-existent for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they just like remember that AJ Brown's on their team and their offense looks great and Jalen Hurts can throw the ball. And then you have this game where they're completely dominating it until they weren't. So I genuinely don't know how to view this Eagles team other than they're just like, I guess they're just good and you never know.
Yeah.
You never know exactly what team's going to show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a big time loss for the Eagles. Big time win for the Broncos. Yeah. Damn. Big time win though for the Broncos, a team that really needed it. Going into the season. So fixing my mic real quick, but Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
We all had this on our bingo card, right?
No,
Patriots
not at all.
march into Orchard Park and get the win over the previously undefeated Bills, 23-20. Oh boy, does Drake May look good?
Yeah. Right hand up. Didn't have this on my radar.
Nope, me neither.
Was watching some MLB, of course, but I saw the box score and I was like, what the hell? I thought Bills were gonna come out and just kick the crap of the Patriots.
Same.
Like, that's kind of why I wasn't paying attention. And then I get notifications, oh, Patriots, blah, 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 over Bills. I'm like, huh? Drake May.
Drake May looked great. He looked great.
I mean, talk about damn near perfect game. I mean, 22 for 30, 273 yards. He was 13 for 14, 184 in the second half. Just got them into a game-winning field goal. Dude looks really good, man.
Yeah, there's one throw that stands out to me in particular. It was a throw. He was running to his right near the sideline. He threw it to another name we should mention, Stephon Diggs, with the revenge game. Showed out big time against the Bills. But it was just like it was on the run. It was an absolute dot to the sideline. Really nice throw. Yeah, I mean that arm talent looks crazy. Reports also came out this week of the Vikings offer to try and trade up and get Drake May, which really had me just like, damn.
Yeah.
But anyway, Drake May looks awesome. Patriots Frit. Oh my goodness. Bryce Terang just took a pitch right down the middle that was somehow not strike three. Look at this, Sam.
Bruh.
Wow.
How do you miss that?
Wow.
Come on. Man.
With the tying run on second, by the way. It doesn't matter. He
It
struck
don't
him out on the
matter.
next pitch. But anyway,
Let's go.
Drake May looks great. Patriots might be frisky.
I'll say they're frisky.
But then the week before, they got the doors blown off by, I don't even remember who. It was a gnarly one.
Yeah. Oh, what was it?
I will have it momentarily. No need to worry. No need to worry.
Was it the Rams?
Panthers.
Or
sorry.
Damn.
Other
Fake news.
They blew the doors off the Panthers, 42-13.
That's right.
And then the one before that, they lost the Steelers. That was
right.
That was what I was thinking of.
Weekly roller coaster. It sounds like
Some of us absolutely nailed that. But yeah, no, it's Patriots. I think they're 3-2 now. I think they're pretty clear to say they're frisky.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a shocker on Sunday night, and then on Monday night, a game that the Jaguars seem to never win.
Yeah,
they won. Big time back and forth game against the Chiefs. Trevor Lawrence, one of the weirdest plays you've ever seen. Falls down, gets back up, scrambles into the end zone. This is also after he got stuffed on a QB sneak and fumbled.
Yeah.
Weird game top to bottom. But the Jags get a big-time win at home against the Chiefs. And the Jags look like they might be good, Sam.
Yeah.
They might be good.
Yeah, this game was textbook game. The Jaguars always lose and the Chiefs always win. Wasn't the case. Trevor Lawrence is finally getting his groove again. It seems like he kind of fell off there for a little bit. I mean, Tanner, we had him on weekly roller coaster before the season started.
This was a quarter by quarter roller coaster.
Yeah. But that game winning touchdown is one of the craziest game winners of all time.
Yeah. One of the weirder plays, for sure. But I mean, clutch from the Jags. They're now 4-1. Don't look now, but the AFC South, 4-1 Jags, 4-1 Colts. Texans are winning ball games now,
and we don't talk about the other two.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun division coming down that stretch. I mean, Colts are probably one of the hottest teams right now, and a lot of people are kind of giving the Jags not a lot of love. I think this game puts eyes on them, so we'll see how it pans out. But people were just kind of writing in the Colts as the AFC South winners, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Sam, they are a couple plays away from being undefeated. Their loss was to the Bengals, and that when Jake Browning led that like fourth quarter comeback, like last drive of the game, whatever. But they took care of the Panthers. They beat the Texans, who we've already talked about as a team that's now starting to string together wins. And then they beat the 49ers. In fairness, though, it was against their worst quarterback in Brock Purdy, and wasn't against their stud Mac Jones.
Yeah. That's game. A lot of people off.
You know, it is. I have eyeballs. I watch the game. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Jags might be frisky. No, sorry, the Jags might be good. Might be good. AFC South might be good.
And their one loss is to Bengals?
Yeah, the one that was It was the
Where
game.
Jake Browning threw 3 interceptions.
It was the game that Joe Burrow got hurt. I think Browning came in.
Yeah,
And he led the comeback or
correct.
late
You
in the
are
game.
right. Yep.
But like again, they were up big in that. Obviously, they let it slip, but they were up big in that game, and are a few plays away from being undefeated. But this next topic with the NFL, do you see the Jaguars jerseys?
No, I don't think so.
They wore their throwbacks, which are just like moderately different.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
beautiful.
What a weekend for throwback jerseys.
Yes, dude.
What a weekend for throwback jerseys. And I mentioned this game before, the Buccaneers, the big time win
Yeah,
against the Seahawks.
out.
Without question, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, the best uniform
Matchup of the year. I'll say it.
Best uniform matchup in the history of the NFL.
In the history of the NFL. I'm gonna have to do my research and get back to you on that, but it's gonna be tough to beat.
My favorite jersey in NFL going right now is the Seahawks. That is the most beautiful throwback. Everything works. The blue jersey, the silver helmet, I think it is.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Picture perfect.
It's sweet.
The Buccaneers, I'm a little critical of the creamsicle. I think the actual creamsicle jerseys don't look all that good. The white ones look.
Yeah, agree.
The white ones look awesome. And then these Jaguars throwback uniforms, they're just like slightly different from the old one, but they're so good.
Yeah.
And
the Maurice Jones-Drew
Byron Leftwich jerseys. And that's
Dave Gerard. What you know about him?
Yeah, David Gerard. That's my take about I love throwback jerseys. People love throwback jerseys. Part of the reason why we love throwback jerseys is because the nostalgia and how they're not worn all that often. Keep them that way.
Yeah.
I do not want those Seahawks jerseys to be their main jerseys. I don't.
Yeah, and we're kind of getting into that territory with the creamsicles because they've worn them already like twice.
They've worn them twice.
Don't love that.
Don't love it, but like, yeah, I that's my take is that everyone loves they look great. They look gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, but part of what plays into that is the nostalgia and how little they're worn. So if you wore them every home game, they would not be as cool. That's my take. Keep them as throwbacks, but damn, was it a great week?
Yeah, 100%.
So,
yeah, dude.
You got anything else in the NFL we want to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
We touched on the throwback game. The Bucks might just be really good.
Yeah.
And they're like obviously super injured. Mecca Egbuka, pencil him in for offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wouldn't say pencil. I would say use a Sharpie. Use a Sharpie because that ain't getting overtaken. The Lions are they might be on wagon watch.
Yeah.
The Titans Cardinals, one of the craziest.
Yeah.
Collabs. That's where we need to go next. How? You know what I'm talking about. How on earth do football players keep dropping the ball before they get to the end zone?
Yeah. And didn't their coach just get fined by the Cardinals?
The coach got fined by the NFL by the Cardinals?
Cardinals fined Gannon $100K for the running back.
For
that that's so soft.
That is
my god. But back to your question. I don't understand.
If I'm a coach, the first thing I'm installing is if you score a touchdown, you put the ball on the end line. Put it on the end line.
I mean, I don't understand.
I don't either. This is a take from Brandon Walker that I do need to give my show cite my sources here, but like you're not doing anything. You're just like it's nothing extra you have to do. You
literally nothing.
Do exactly what you're doing for a half a second longer.
Not even a half a second.
Like it's crazy. the Cubs get out of a huge jam.
Huge.
But it's crazy, man. This keeps happening. Like, obviously, it's a huge mistake. You could see the emotions on Amari DiMercado's face. Obviously, to his credit, he stood there, answered questions to the media, took it like a man. Obviously, Jonathan Gannon, I hate that fine. I understand, he did seem to put his hands on him. I don't know if that was like a slap or a push or whatever. But look, if I'm a coach where my team is struggling and my career, my position is on the line, if I'm a Cardinals fan and he walked up to him after that and just like tapped him on the helmet or something, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that Amari DiMercado is not doing that again.
No, not at all.
So, and part of that is due in part to his tough coaching by Jonathan Gannon, because that's how sports are meant to be coached. Where if you make a mistake, and especially one like that is inexcusable, you get yelled at. It's just how it goes. So
crazy how that works, but absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I don't understand how that keeps. I just will never understand how it keeps happening.
And you see it a lot more.
Like you see it more than you think, because you think it would happen no time.
Yeah,
because that's how it should happen. True. But also this year, it is kind of weird. It usually happens like maybe once every couple years. It's happened twice so far this season.
Yeah.
That's definitely at a higher rate than normal.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
At a higher rate than normal. But obviously, it should be no times, because you just carry the ball in the end zone. Also, before we wrap up, congratulations are in order.
Yeah.
Crunch Time podcast. We're definitely not the first, because this happened, this weekend. But we would like to extend our congratulations to Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
First NFL win for Spencer Rattler.
Huge.
Oklahoma, South Carolina legend.
Yeah.
A little bit of a comeback to earth moment for Jackson Dart.
Yeah. A little bit.
One of the weirder games, I don't know if you saw the stat, but the first two possessions, the Giants scored touchdowns on both and then proceeded to turn the ball over in their next 5.
There we go. Ooh, that's tough.
It's tough. It's tough for the Giants. But, those 2 drives were awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's going to wrap it up for the NFL talk, man. What do you say we get into some pick'em? Of course, we have a very special guest, a friend of ours, first time appearance from our friend Carter Licul will be on the pod. So, yeah. Okay, now we welcome on a very special guest, one of our longtime friends from school, Carter Licul. Carter, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Finally, get my chance to share some wisdom, but I'm excited. It's going to be a fun time.
You heard that. Well, we're ready to hear some wisdom, so we'll get right into it. Of course, we'll start in the college slate. Top 15 matchup in the SEC. Alabama has to go to Missouri. We talked a lot about them earlier. One of the more underrated teams in the SEC. Carter, do the Tide get the win on the road, or is Missouri able to pull the upset?
I think Alabama's going to handle business. They've been strong the past couple of games, and frankly, I've never had a lot of faith in Missouri.
Not so fast. Give me the Tigers. I think, Bo Pribula is one of the most underrated players in college football. Their running back is an absolute stud. I think Missouri takes care of business at home.
Now, I went against Alabama last week. Did not work well for me. Do I do it again? Because I kind of want to. And screw it, I'm going to go with Missouri as well. I just in Columbia, that place is going to be rocking. It's been a long time since Missouri has had a team as good as this. I think the stadium will be rocking, and I believe in Bo Pribula. So give me the Tigers to pull off the upset, only a 3-point spread in that game. But moving on, in the Big Ten, number 1, Ohio State. They got to go to Champaign to take on Illinois. Illinois, kind of an up and down season. Obviously, the big loss against Indiana. Carter, Are you going with the Buckeyes or are you going with the Illini?
This one was tough. I think it's going to be close. I really do. I think it'll be within a touchdown, but I'm giving the slight edge to Ohio State.
Man, I love that pick. I agree. I think it is going to be close, but I think Ohio State's talent just pulls it out at the end.
Now, at one point on here, I threw some love to Mr. Altmaier, the quarterback of Illinois, and that has aged like a beautiful glass of 2% milk. He played terrible against Indiana, and they did get a win against USC, but we talked about defenses before, top 5 units in the league. We talked about Miami. Ohio State might be number 1. That defense, I think, is going to have Altmaier's number, and I agree with both of you. I think Ohio State gets the win on the road as well, and keeps that number 1 number next to their name. Another big one in the Big Ten, though, in Eugene, Oregon, Indiana, coming off. I believe they had the bye this past week after they beat Iowa. They go to Eugene to take on Oregon. Big time matchup, top 7 matchup in college football. Carter, who do you got in this one? Do you think the Ducks take it at home?
I don't know. This is another tough one. I like this game though. This one will be the one I'm watching on the weekend. But I think Oregon's still getting used to playing Big Ten football, and I think it's their time now or never. So I'm taking Indiana outright.
Wow, I love it,
Carter.
I love it.
I love that pick. Mendoza is going to go into Eugene and lead the Hoosiers to a huge upset.
I'm going to go with the Ducks. 3 Indiana picks would be crazy. I'm going to go with Oregon at home. Obviously, we talk about who is the best win in the year in Happy Valley is up there. Obviously, hindsight doesn't look at that fondly, but big time win in Happy Valley. I think they parlay that into another successful season in Eugene and another trip to the Big Ten championship game. I've got them beating Indiana at home. And lastly, the Red River rivalry, now an SEC game. Oklahoma versus number 6 Oklahoma versus now unranked Texas after being preseason number 1. Carter, who do you got in this game?
This one feels easy, and it's always the easy ones that trick me up. But I live in Austin now. I've heard all of the praises against Archie, and he's the next coming. But I think he's a fraud, and I think they're going to fall 2 in a row. And I'm taking Oklahoma big in this game.
Man, I like this guy. I totally agree. Boomer Sooner, horns down. John Mateer, no John Mateer. Give me Boomer Sooner.
Look, last week I did this against Florida, and boy, did again. I'm my takes are aging quite poorly. I'm officially gonna give it to you. I mean, watching these two teams, I don't know how I could pick Texas, how I can back Arch Manning. He's just been so the opposite of what was promised of him, and Texas, in a rare feat, goes from preseason number 1 to unranked in a swift 5 weeks. So I'm done with Texas. Give me Oklahoma to win that the Red River rivalry. But switching off to the NFL
commercials.
Was that?
Sorry, are you guys getting all those commercials? Are you getting all those commercials with Archie, or is that just a Texas thing?
No,
because he's in like every commercial.
Oh, he's in like
really?
I gotta watch him. Yeah, I have to watch him play terribly, and then I have to watch a Whataburger commercial with him in the drive-thru.
That's amazing.
Now, my question is: there any Texas fan who's like, "I'm not going to go to Whataburger tonight because Arch Manning sucks"? Like, I'm not going to Whataburger until Texas wins.
Boycotting Whataburger. That's crazy.
That's funny. I mean, that patty melt's too good to boycott, but still, point stands. That seems like that ad decision may have backfired a little bit for all of the various advertisers. But moving on to the NFL, an interesting game. Again, a team that keeps popping up, a team that against all odds is somehow 4-1. The Buccaneers, they return home to take on the 49ers. The Mac Jones led 49ers coming off a big win against the Rams. Carter, do you like the Bucks or do you like the Niners?
I like the Bucks. I've been fading the Niners since Purdy got hurt and Mac Jones keeps finding a way, but I actually see him listed as questionable now. I don't know if I saw that last night, but I think Baker Mayfield is going to get it done, and I think Tampa's just a stronger team right now.
I don't go against my guy Baker. Give me the Bucks here.
I often pick against Baker, and every time it has bitten me in the ass. So I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna go with the Bucks at home to beat the Niners. By the way, sound the music. Cubs officially take Game 3.
Let's go, baby.
Brewers. So they will be a Game 4 in Wrigley.
Love that.
A couple of Cubs fans in here, actually. So a couple of happy people here. But I agree, Bucks. I mean, it doesn't matter who's hurt. Baker Mayfield is inevitable. He will. If they're losing, he will lead a come from behind drive. If not, they will hold on for sure. But again, a couple of Cubs fans, a couple of Cowboys fans too. That is pretty weird how that works out. Cowboys got to go to Carolina, take on the Panthers. Who knows what's on there? They did come off a win. Defense bad. Carter, are you going with your boys, or do you think the Panthers get the win at home?
I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm a delusional Cowboys fan, always will be. But Dak is playing at an all-time tier right now. This is the best quarterback I've seen in Dallas in 20 years. And he's got new weapons, even with CD out. Ferguson is coming in. George Pickens is strong. So I think they're going to go in. And if they can win, I have hope for the season again. But if they somehow lose, I might throw in the towel. But as of now, I'm picking the Cowboys.
Yep. I love what Dak and the offense has done. Don't love the defense as much, but I still think the offense wills them to win.
Yeah, I mean, MVP Dak, we just talked about it. Dak is playing the best football from the quarterback position, I think, this year. Their defense is brutal, but yeah, the offense has enough. Another shootout because it's Dallas Cowboys, but I agree. I think the Cowboys get that win as well. Moving on, big time game in Kansas City, a team that desperately needs this win. The Chiefs are at home against the Lions. We talked about it. They might be on wagon watch. They are really, after that week 1 disaster in Green Bay, they have turned it around and are looking like the Lions we expect. So Carter, do you like the red hot Lions or the home somehow favorite in this game, the Kansas City Chiefs?
I'm going with the Lions. I think they're a better team. I think Kansas is on the decline, and I can't see a way that they would overcome the Detroit defense and let alone score enough points to win. So I'm taking Detroit in this one.
Yep, love that pick. Give me Lions.
I've been around sports betting long enough to know when a line smells, and boy, does this line reek. The Chiefs 2.5-point favorites at home. Their only other like big air quote big game at home this year took it to the Ravens. I think the Chiefs need it. I'm going to go with Mahomes and the Chiefs to get the win at home over the Lions. This game is not indoors, which has been historically been a problem for Jared Goff in the past. But I'm going to back the home team in a must-have-it game, and I'm going with the Chiefs. And to round out our pick'em games, we've got the one-loss Bills in a shocker, which we just talked about not too long ago against the Patriots, but they got to go to Atlanta, take on the Falcons. Falcons are another team. Absolute roller coaster. 1 week taking it to the Vikings in Minnesota. Next week losing 30-0 to the Panthers. Who knows what you're going to get with this Falcons team? But Carter, are you going with the Bills to bounce back, or do you have the Falcons taking it at home?
I'm going Bills big bounce back. And you talking about lines that stink. I think the Bills -4.5 is crazy. I would take Bills -10.5. I think Bills, they have to win a big one here, and this is the one to do it.
Carter officially taking Bills alt line 10.5.
I love it. I love it. I think you're right, Carter. I think this is a huge bounce back game for the Bills. I think we see Josh Allen correct those mistakes he had against the Patriots that ultimately kind of costed them. So give me the Bills here.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm looking right now to see if I can find what an alt line minus 10.5 would be. But given up on it, but I agree with both of you. I think the problem for the Bills lied within, obviously Josh Allen is their best player, but their second best player, in my opinion, I think a lot of people's opinion, is James Cook, and he was pretty much nowhere to be found against the Patriots. I think he only had 40 some odd rushing yards, nothing through nothing through the air. So I expect James Cook to get going for the Bills, and that is going to be the catalyst for a Bills victory. And I think they get back on track against the Falcons. But that only leaves one thing: the great equalizer, the Superdog. I finally won one last week, which was huge. Maryland, they choked the extra point. They were up 20-0 at one point. Ended up losing 24-20. But still cash to cover. But Carter, let's hear your Superdog.
I went to the NFL for my Superdog, and the more I think about it, the more I like it. And it is the Cincinnati Bengals. They're 14.5-point underdogs against Green Bay. Green Bay, I think, are frauds. They tied the Cowboys when they really should have beat us like they normally do. They lost to Cleveland. I don't think they really are as good as everyone thinks they are. And 14.5-point favorites, I think, is outrageous for some of the talent that Cincinnati has.
Did you say lost to the Browns? A team with like the Packers surely couldn't have lost to the Browns. Surely the same Browns team that the Vikings just beat with 3 offensive linemen out. That can't be the same team. Happen.
Yeah.
I guess beating the Browns ain't for everybody, huh, Green Bay?
No, I like that pick. Switching up with the NFL, love that.
Which, by the way, Joe Flacco led
Yeah.
Bengals now, so a little bit of experience in that quarterback room could make all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think y'all are gonna be fans of my Superdog. Wisconsin plus 3.5 versus Iowa. With everything up in the air, with the Iowa quarterback room, I just love that plus 3.5 too much to not take it.
Yeah, no, I don't. The reason I knew you were going to do it is because I thought about taking it. But yeah, like Wisconsin sucks, but also us without Mark Gronowski is probably going to suck.
Yeah.
So it just might be a sucky game, Madison. But between these two teams, that's the norm. But for my Superdog, I'm going to go out west. I'm going to do something I don't usually like to do. I'm going to take a road dog in the Big 12. Arizona State is going to Utah. Now, Arizona State, I think, I think that loss to Mississippi State, just everyone kind of forgot about Arizona State. But since then, they have righted the ship. They are now 4-1 wins over Baylor and TCU in back-to-back weeks. Two pretty good teams, in my opinion. And they're going to Utah. Utah obviously got smoked by Texas Tech in their last home big game. Arizona State's getting 6. So I'm going to take the Sun Devils plus 6 on the road in Utah to cover that spread.
Love it.
So that's going to wrap it up for our pick'em. Carter, thank you so much for coming on, man. We really do appreciate it. In total, so we picked 8 games. Each game is worth 1. Superdog, if they cover, is worth 2. If they win, is worth an extra point. So there's 11 total points out there. How many do you think you got?
I'd like to say 11. Realistically,
11. We love the confidence.
I love it. Do you have the leaderboard?
I'll stick with it. I think I'll go.
Let's go.
Yeah, so Tissue still reigns supreme with 8 points. Brandon last week is tied for second with my dad with 6. So 11 would put you in a rather comfortable position and very, very tough to match.
Just got to beat 8.
Just got to be 8.
Awesome. Well,
all right.
Thanks so much for
you
coming
guys
on,
having
man.
me.
We appreciate you. We'll have to have you back on at a later date to talk about some more ball, man.
Yes, and with hockey coming on, I'm all for it. This is the best time of the year.
Our
Absolutely.
resident Canadian to talk about some puck.
There we go. We need a puck guy.
I got the Caps
We
game
do
on.
puck guys, so we may take you up on that, man. All right. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And that is going to do it for episode 187 of Crunch Time. We're back in the spot, Sam, where there is so much to talk about. Football, baseball, as Carter mentioned, hockey is coming up. Hockey has started, but NBA basketball is coming up. A lot to talk about. And we're so glad that you listen. You come to us for your sports coverage. So we appreciate all of you listening. Make sure to follow the pod on X, TikTok, and Instagram at crunchtime_pod. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube Crunch Time with the N326 duo. But the clock has run out on this episode, and we'll see you in the next one on Crunch Time.
Go Cubs, go.